Welcome back. Carl Maxey was an African American who had a profound impact on Spokane. He was the area's first African American lawyer, and he now has a center named after him that's a hub for Spokane's African American community. A few weeks ago, though, I started delving into Maxey's time before he became a lawyer and how he broke barriers in athletics before breaking barriers in the courtroom. When Carl Maxey arrived at Gonzaga's law school in 1947 and eventually joined Gonzaga's boxing team, he'd already had a very rough life. He was adopted by a couple in Spokane, then abandoned, then kicked out of the children's home he lived in because of the color of his skin, then forced to live in juvie for a year because he had nowhere else to live, and finally in the late 1930s he was taken in by Jesuits on the Coeur d'Alene Reservation. That's where he found a love for sports and lettered in football, basketball, and track at Gonzaga Prep. According to Jim Kirshner's book, Carl Maxey, A Fighting Life, in 1941 he attempted to walk onto Eastern's football team, but only 4 days in he left due to people in the town calling him racist names. He then went to Gonzaga to play basketball, but left that team due to his own teammates calling him racist names. Shortly thereafter, Maxey fought in World War II, and when he returned, he went to Oregon for his undergraduate degree where he ran track. However, his career did not pan out there either, in part due to a racist coach. After a year and a half there, Maxey returned to Spokane for law school, and that's where he also saw his athletic career flourish in the ring. Boxing was overwhelmingly white in those days. In fact, in every picture Gonzaga has of Maxey, he is the only black boxer in the photo. That didn't stop Maxey from dominating, though. He had 37 bouts in a GU uniform from 1948 to 1950. He won 32 of them, including 2 Pacific Coast intercollegiate titles. However, that's not Maxey's crowning achievement as a member of the Bulldogs boxing team. In 1950, King Carl, as some called him, led Gonzaga's boxing team to a co-national championship with Idaho. It remains the only national championship Gonzaga has won. Maxey's final fight was him winning the 175-pound title at the 1950 national championships. He never fought again and began fighting for people in court. There's never been a fighter quite like Carl Maxey, both inside and outside of the ring. His athletic career is just a side note in a life that was filled with knocking people on the wrong side of history down. If you want to know more about Maxey as a lawyer, we have a piece up on our website right now about when he represented a black GU student after a white barber refused to cut his hair because of his race. I also would highly recommend Jim Kirshner's book that I talked about in the piece. That's it for sports.